Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say call on Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakwadash, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, in the name Yahweh Shai, and giving much love and praises to his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And shout out to the elders that's among Israel, whomever you may be, the elect among Israel, whoever you are, you out there, much love to you, prophets, the elect among Israel. Shout out to the Aqua, the beautiful men that's in the word, and whether you're from a camp or not, you still do your videos, you go to the highways and byways. Much love to you guys. Shout out to the Aqua, the beautiful women that's in the word, and whether you got a man or not, you still fear the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You listen and you learn in silence. Today's title is Suffering. And mainly it's pointed towards the men, because the men, we go through a lot, but it's important that you do suffer. It's important that you do go through everything, because it's going to determine how much you suffer, or what type of person how much you suffer is going to determine whether you're a strong man or not, so that's most important. Suffering is the main key. That's a part of the Israelites right now in their growth and walking the path to godhood. You know what it's like to be in bliss. You know what it's like to be in peace. Now you in that time to where you got to know where it's like to suffer. And to the men, this is exactly what it is about. Okay, sorry about that. We in the book of Job, because his suffering represents on how much Israelites suffer, and what, especially the Israelite men, and what they go through. And unfortunately, we got to go through this day-to-day suffering. You got to know how to sacrifice. You got to know when to give up. You got to know when to take a loss. Sometimes you just got to go through the trenches to get to where you need to be. This is all a part of the suffering. It says, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared Yahweh and shunned evil. It says, and there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters, and that 7 is perfection. It says, his substance is also 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yokes of oxen and 500 she-asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all men of the east. It says, and his son went and feasted in their houses, every one his day. It says, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. It says, and it was also when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of all of them. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed Yahweh in their heart. Thus Job did continually. See, now Job is a good man, but look at his possessions. That's what I want you to understand. Look at what he got. It says, now there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them. Now, Satan is a good character in this story, and he's not some devil that's going to fight God in the last days. I don't know why people keep getting that all wrong. If you watch Independence Day, the only devil that's going to be fighting Yahweh in the last days is the white man. So we all know that, but a lot of people do get it wrong, and they do kind of like miss the book of Job, and the book of Job explains to them who Satan is and what his role is. And then if you read the beginning of Genesis, you understand that these angels are the lower gods that Yahweh is talking about, including the Israelites. So yeah, this right there, Satan can come into the kingdom anytime he won't, go in and out, but he has a job to do. So he's not visiting Yahweh for no reason, but he can go in and out, he can do whatever he wants. His angels, they work, they do their jobs. Their job is to create evil and to tempt people and to kill, and that's a part of the balance. You got Yahweh in the right hand, and you got Satan in the left hand. But Satan is not the adversary. Satan is not some angel that's going to come up and fight Yahweh. It ain't none of that. It ain't no fallen angels. The only fallen angels are the Israelites according to the Bible. Just got to debunk shit. It's always a good reminder to know, the truth. This is the truth. So y'all being lied to, they make Satan sound like a bad name when it's not. It's just a name that Yahweh named his angel. It's a beautiful name, and there's other angels that's mentioned in the Bible, and they all not evil. So, there ain't no fallen angels. It says, now there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan said to Yahweh, and from going to and fro on the earth and walking up and down in it. It says, and Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and shunned evil? It says, then Satan answered Yahweh and said, doth Job fear Yahweh for nothing? It says, hast not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. Because he had everything, and Yahweh had made him rich, See, Yahweh can make a poor man, Yahweh can make a poor man rich, yeah. And it said he couldn't do that. And Job was a prophet, so he could, he made him rich, he made him prosperous. It says, but put forth thy hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. It says, and Yahweh said to Satan, behold, all that he has is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahweh. That's right. So now if this was, no, we're going to skip Satan part because it's not really that important. I already explained it. But this is ultimately what the Israelites represent. They had everything. They had the kingdoms. They had it all, They were blessed. And you don't go through life without Yahweh testing you. So this is the form of how Job represent Israel and Israel's hardships, and the form of how Israel was tested, so it's like a form of it, it's not the exact thing, but the story does represent Israel, so and there was a day when the sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing and their asses were feeding beside them. It says, and the Sabaeans fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of a sword, and I am the only I am escaped alone to tell thee. It says, while he was speaking, there came another and said, the fire of Yahweh has fallen from heaven and have burnt up all the sheep and the servants and consumed them. And I alone escaped to come tell you. It says, while he was yet eating and while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans came out 3 bands and fell upon the camels and have carried away, and slain the servants with the edge of a sword, and I alone have escaped to tell thee. It says, and while he was speaking, there came also another, and thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. It says, I alone escaped to come and tell you. You know? It says, then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped. It says, and said, naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. Yahweh give, and Yahweh take away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. And in all this, Job sinned not, nor charged Yahweh foolishly. Charged Yahweh foolishly. So he didn't get mad. He stood his ground, and plus he knew that he was a prophet. So he knew that he was being tested by the Lord. It was a heavy test, but he knew he was being tested. But overall, this is one of the key precepts. It says, naked shall I came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. It says, the Lord gave, and the Lord taketh away. So that right there is the key point. That's a part of men suffering too. The Most High give, and the Most High take away. You know, if you love Yahweh and your blessings, you should love the Lord in his adversity against you. You know, because sometimes he could test you with that, and he takes certain things away, and he allows you to suffer for a reason. You know, it's always a reason behind what Yahweh can do. He's never there to just torment you because he wants to. You know, like now, we went off from the Lord, and Yahweh had to take away everything. And now the majority, especially most of us, especially the men, you know, we suffer and we go through a lot because of that. But that's not for no reason. It's a part of the test. It's a part of what Yahweh has in store for us, you know. It says, and there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down in it. It says, and Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and shun evil, and he still hold fast to his integrity, although you move me against him. It says, to destroy him without cause. It says, and Satan answered, skin for skin, all that a man hath, he will deliver for his life. But put forth thy hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. It says, and Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, he is in thy hand, but save his life. It says, so went Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh, and smote Job with sores and boils from the soles of his foot to the crown of his head. And it's saying that you're going to suffer physically and spiritually and physically. You're going to go through it. You're going to suffer, man. And a lot of brothers don't understand that. Even I didn't understand it until I started reading the Bible and getting more wisdom and understanding why I go through the shit that I go through, and what is actually happening to me, and why is my life so full of shit. You know, why is it so terrible? Why am I constantly oppressed? Why am I going through all this? It's because Yahweh allows it to happen. And like it says in the Bible, we shall be tried as gold in the fire, you know. So this is all a big test. These are all obstacles that are placed there for you to overcome. Yeah, you're going to get it wrong. Yeah, you might mess up. Yeah, you might fall off. But Your whole job is to overcome these obstacles that Yahweh put before you, just as well as Job did. And these are incredible heights of these obstacles being displayed by Job because of what he went through. He still did not break. He still didn't curse Yahweh to his face. He wasn't angry at all with the Lord. And like he said in the beginning, the Lord give and the Lord taketh away. It says, and he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then his wife said unto him, dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse Yahweh and die. It says, but he said unto her, thou speakest as one foolish woman speaketh. What shall we receive good at the hand of Yahweh and not receive evil? And all this Job did not sin with his lips. Exactly. Know what to expect. And you got to understand that during your walk with Yahweh, this is why the Lord called for men mainly. It's because women, they are easily corruptible. Women are materialistic, and at the same time, they don't matter. They do not matter, bro. They are not important in your journey. They are not important, period. Especially when you know the inner workings of this game, you know the truth. They really don't matter, you know. And you see how quick he chose Yahweh over his woman, and all his woman did was leave him and go get married to somebody else and have kids with somebody else because she didn't understand how Yahweh worked. She didn't understand what was going on with Job in the relationship between him and Yahweh. She didn't understand that. The Lord didn't open her mind to that. So it's a lot of women that's out here that's blind to the truth. You could talk about them, you could talk about the Bible, and you could tell them the truth all day. They is not going to listen. They are very carnal-minded women, meaning that they obey the flesh. They don't obey their spirit. They don't think with their mind. And if they are thinking with their mind, they only based off feelings, you know. And women, you got to be prepared to let them go in this journey. Sometimes you got to be in that season to where you got to be able to neglect your sexuality. You got to be able to embrace what they call celibacy, you know. You get into that season, and Job was entering that season, and he knew, like, hey man, shit, I'm a choose Yahweh first. You don't matter. And like I said, Yahweh give, Yahweh take away. So he knew that he was going to get everything back that the Lord took from him. He knew. But this was all in all a test. So he became homeless. He went broke. He was covered by disease. You know, he was being tested to the maximum because he was real strong. You know, and in this life, that Job represent Israel, and this is what us men got to be able to endure, is these hardships of reality, you know, and being able to accept what we've done wrong, you know, because we sinned against Yahweh. Yahweh never sinned against us. We went off. Now we enduring our punishment, and we got to go through it. It might cost us another life. It might cost us another lifetime, you know, but this is a part of our sentence, you know. This is a part of our sentence. This is a part of our jail time. That's what I was going to name the original title, was Jail Time, because this is exactly what it is. And we in prison. We in prison right now because of the things that we do. We are in the depths of hell because we turned our back on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, in the name Yahushai, you know. And we got to be able to acknowledge that and accept that. Amen to that, you know, because we suffered a lot, you know, and wait, Salakia, we annoyed Yahweh a lot, you know. We did a lot of bad things, and we did things that we weren't supposed to do. So now this is the repercussion and the consequences of what we've done.